I've been making pottery for about 40 years. I started in college. I didn't start out as an art major. I was taking required courses and just happened to have an elective to take a painting class, and I liked it a lot. And so I continued to take lithography, printmaking, sculpture, painting, drawing, and ceramics at a small liberal arts college in Vermont called Goddard College. They didn't work on a potter's wheel. That was too demeaning for an art school, so I didn't really learn how to throw, but I was introduced to clay. And then I had been doing pottery for about 7 years when an opportunity came for me to go to Japan and to study in Japan. I did that. I went over with a tourist visa and traveled with a map of the 13 most ancient kiln locations in Japan. Finally settled in a town called Imbe, where they make bizen pottery, which is a wood-fired pottery, almost all of which is thrown on a wheel. My teacher invited me to stay. I stayed with them for 2 years. They worked from 7 o'clock in the morning till 7 at night, so that was very intense. I came back from Japan and wound up settling in Maine, and eventually moved down to the coast, where I've lived with my wife, and our children have been brought up here now for not quite 30 years. Well, it's very interesting to ask that question, why pottery? Because when I went to Japan and asked if I could study as an apprentice, my teacher only had one concern, and that was exactly that question. And the way that he put it was, is this the right medium? People get a sense that they really like the creative process, but there are a lot of media. There's film, there's literature, there's music, dance, poetry, sculpture, painting, printmaking, clay. He just wanted to know, was clay the right medium? And I'd already been doing it for 7 years, so I guess I'd already answered that question. At what point I knew that clay was the right material for me to be working with, it's very hard to say. I did know when I got to Japan, and after I had traveled for a couple of months and I met my teacher, I watched him throw. He was a 4th generation potter in his late 70s, and I watched him work at the wheel. And I remember saying to myself while I was watching him, I'd rather watch him do that than anything. And I was hooked. I wanted to learn how to do that.